Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful Tuesday it is today, July 7th. And we are here today for another installment of our virtual pre-K Art Day here at the Living Arts and Science Center. Thank you for joining us. If you have been keeping up with us, I think this is our 5th week together. If you want to check back in some of our later weeks, we have done some really cool things. We've made slime, we've made cookies, we've made monster outfits. So check back later, or some of our later videos if you want to do some more crafts, if you're just tuning in today. I'm really excited about today's activity. It's going to be a blast. So we're going to start off with our story today. It's Lola the Lollipop Fairy. And then I'm going to teach you all how to make a confetti cannon out of some household items. I'm going to show you what it does. How fun is that? So we're going to read our story first, and then I'm going to show you how to make your own confetti cannon. So come on in. Behind the camera, we have Miss Heather.
Hello.
So if at any point you want to comment a question, or if you want to just say hi, Miss Heather will let me know. We love seeing who's on here live with us. So we're going to start with Lola the Lollipop Fairy. Once upon a time, in a circus big top, lived a fairy family, the sisters Lollipop. Every day at 6 o'clock, come rain or shine or snow, fairies came from far and wide to see their famous show. Lola was the one in charge, and Linda lifted weights. Lulu juggled lollipops and sometimes spinning plates. Their act had been the same for years, and their tent was worn and old. But every night they did their best, and all the seats were sold. Till one morning Lola woke. She yawned and rubbed her eyes. She looked outside and had a shock. What a bad surprise. Next door, where the grass had been, the plants and trees and flowers, there stood a brand new theme park with rides and slides and towers. The park became the place to go where fairies met to play, and no one came to Lola's show. She sighed as if to say, the rides are so exciting, we just cannot compete. Lulu said, let's face it, friends, I think we're beat. So we'll just make our show better, Lola boldly cried. We'll do our best, so if we fail, at least we know we tried. Let's think of something super big, a spectacular creation, a show to make the fairies talk. We'll be the new sensation. In a flash, it came to Lola, a plan to make them swoon. Lola, the fiery cannonball, would fly to the moon. So the fairies built a cannon that was just the perfect size to fire fearless Lola from the circus to the skies. They banged and bashed and clanged and clashed until the job was done. The work was hard, the hours were long, but they'd never had such fun. The day for launching Lola came around really fast. Linda hollered, 3, 2, 1, and with a deafening blast, Lola shot up into space as the fairies waved and cheered And Lola thought, what a lovely place. I'm glad I volunteered. That moon kind of looks like a pizza. And when Lola finally landed, she cried, oh my goodness golly, I thought the moon was made of cheese, but it's a great big orange lolly. It certainly was the sweetest place Lola had ever seen, with lollipops of every kind and mountains of whipped cream. The air was sweet as strawberries and the sky was pink and clear. Lola flew back down to earth. She had a new idea. Her cannon show had been a blast, but this plan was the ace. They'd make their fairy fortunes firing fairies into space. And so the sisters got to work. They never seemed to stop. Soon the moon trips made enough to buy a new big top. Oh my gosh, look at all the money they've been making. With a brand new sparkly cannon, glitter and lights aglow, very soon the stage was set for their amazing circus show. It was thrilling and exciting, a full house every night. The fairies saved the circus thanks to Lola's daring flight. So Lola, Linda, and Lulu made the perfect team. By working hard and not giving up, they lived their fairy dream. The end. That was pretty awesome. Could you imagine if you flew up into space and the moon was made of whipped cream mountains and lollipops? Ugh, I would never come back down. All right, friends, it's time to make our own confetti cannon. So some of the things you're gonna need today: you're gonna need a toilet paper roll with no toilet paper on it. You're gonna need a balloon, some markers or crayons or any coloring utensils that you like to use, a piece of paper, some scissors, and some glue. Now I'll show you how to make some confetti out of paper, but if you have some confetti lying around and your grown-up will let you put it in your cannon, it's a fun thing to do. But you gotta help them clean it up after. All right, friends, so I'm gonna show you first how to cut the perfect cover for your toilet paper. So my sample one that I made is green, so I cut it out of a green piece of paper, and it fits it perfectly. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna take a pin in my toilet paper, and I'm gonna make a mark just right here on the inside of it. If you wanna show close, Miss Heather, just a little line right there. And what I'm gonna do with that line, I'm gonna line it up to the edge of this paper. So you'll see that line is on the edge right here and on the edge of the paper. I'm gonna roll my toilet paper all the way down until I see that line again. And then I'm gonna make a mark. So I know now that this is the whole length of our toilet paper roll tube. I'm also gonna line it up again and make a mark on the edge this side. So I made a mark at the edge of my toilet paper roll here, and it's lined up on the edge there. And then when I roll it all the way down, I'm gonna make another mark. So now I have the perfect shape. I'm actually gonna use this to make sure my lines are straight. There's one line connecting. And now I'm gonna connect these lines, and I have a rectangle. I wonder if it'll fit. and you feel comfortable cutting this rectangle out, go ahead and grab them. But if you want your grown-up to cut them out, ask them politely. Now I have my rectangle that's going to cover up my toilet paper roll. And it should fit perfectly because we measured it. So I'm going to grab my glue. I think liquid glue works best for this project, but if you have a glue stick, it'll work just great. Just use a lot of it. That way it sticks really well. So I'm going to do one line of glue to start off, because if I put too much glue, I think my hands are going to get really messy. And I don't want to see these lines that I made, so I'm going to put that side with the marks on the inside so I don't see them. All right, so I'm going to line up the edge of my covering to that glue and squish, squish, squish. I'm kind of spreading and squishing all in one. And if you don't mind getting a little messy, sometimes I like to rub that glue like a seal all the way across, so it kind of sits on top and on bottom. But if you don't like touching glue, that's okay. Sometimes it's too messy for us. Okay, so now instead of putting glue all over this paper towel roll, it might make it soggy if I do that, because it's made out of paper, so if it gets wet, it's going to get really soggy. So I'm just going to come and do another little line on the opposite side, so the bottom of my toilet paper roll. And then do the same thing, spread and squish with my thumbs. And then, oh my goodness, look, it matches up perfectly because we measured it. And then at the end again, I'm going to put a little more glue, but not much, because there's already some sitting on top here when we sealed it. Just a little bit more. And again, using my thumb to spread. Look at that. It is a perfect cover for our toilet paper tube. How cool. So next, we are going to add our balloon. This may be a part, this is most likely a part where you and your grown-up are going to have to work together. One of you holding the toilet paper tube, and one of you opening this up and setting it in. I actually practiced a lot yesterday doing it by herself. Okay, so on our balloon, you see there's a part where it gets really wide, and there's a part that gets really skinny. We are going to take our scissors, and we're going to cut a little bit above where it gets skinny. And we want to leave that little part there so it can seal over our toilet paper tube nicely. If we cut too far down, it's not going to stay on our toilet paper tube when we put it. It's going to be kind of floppy. And the tighter it seals on our toilet paper roll, the better your cannon's going to be. So you really want it to be tight. Okay, so this is the part where you may need to do some teamwork. Stretch that out a little bit. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to use both of my fingers since I'm alone. And I'm going to put this on top of my toilet paper tube. Now, I'm going to have to use my fingers to readjust it a little bit. There we go. So I'm unrolling some of the edges here because it just got caught. So now you should have a little part that hangs down and a little part that's on your toilet paper tube. And that is going to be how we send our confetti into the air. So now's the fun part of decorating. So my example that I made, I was really into horses, and I had these really cool horse stickers. So I put a horse sticker on there and gave him some grass to eat and put him in a little house. So now you can take your coloring utensils, your markers and crayons, and create your own cannon. For this one, I'm going to put a pattern. So some shapes that are in order. I'm going to do some stripes. Just like Lola's cannon. She had some glittery stripes on hers. And this pattern that I'm making is a line and a space. A line and a space. A line and a space. And that is our pattern. All right. So if you don't have some shiny confetti glitter, like Miss Ashley has here, we're gonna make some confetti out of just regular paper. So what we're gonna do, I have a folded piece of paper here, and all I need is a little bit. So something this size is gonna give you a lot of confetti actually. So we don't need something too much. But if you wanted to put the entire cannon with confetti, that'd be pretty cool. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna fold this in half a couple times. If I fold it in half a couple times, I have to do less cutting. But if you really wanted to practice your cutting skills, don't fold it at all and just practice cutting into tiny pieces. We'll try that together. So I'm gonna cut just some strips. We're gonna make this piece of paper into a bunch of things that are about that size. So cutting something small, and then coming back in the other direction and making a bunch of little pieces of paper. Now I actually have some leftover purple, so I'm gonna do the same thing. So I have some really colorful confetti out of paper. So I cut little strips in one direction, and then I turn my paper and I cut more little strips in the other direction. Okay. Are you ready to test out our cannons? If you need a little bit more time, that's okay. Put a few pieces of paper in, and I'm gonna put in some really cool confetti. Now when we are blowing out our cannon, I'll show you the tricks to it. Ooh, this is gonna be so fun. Maybe this would be a fun thing to do at birthday parties to celebrate some friends. This would be a cool way to have a cool moment. All right, so let me show you things with my empty one first. You can kind of test out how powerful your cannon is gonna be. So to do it, you pull down on your balloon, whoop, and then let it go. And the harder you pull down, or the tighter you pull down on your balloon, the more air is gonna come out of your cannon. If we just do a little one, it's not gonna come out of our cannon very far. So we have to pull it down until it gets really tight, and then we let it go. You can even turn it on your cheek and feel the air come out. I felt some air on my cheek, so I know it's gonna pop up. All right, so if you are ready, let's do it together. I'm gonna give you a 1, 2, 3, and then we're all gonna do it at the same time. Are you ready for our cannon explosion? Pull down, 1, 2, 3. Ah! Oh my goodness, how fun is that? And that's gonna be a fun mess for Miss Ashley to clean up after. Maybe you have a grown-up that can help you clean up at home. Wow, what a fun cannon we've made today. So let's take a moment and let's sing a song before we leave together. So each week we like to sing Don't Worry, Be Happy as we leave our virtual pre-K art day. I hope you had fun and you enjoy your glitter confetti cannon. If you want to send us a video, comment a video of you exploding your cannon, we would love to see it. These are so cool. So we're going to sing the song Don't Worry, Be Happy. We sing it every week, so you may know some of the words. If your grown-up knows it, sing nice and loud. I'm going to start and I'll nod when it's time to sing. Here we go. Here's a little song I wrote. You might like to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy. Sometimes in life you get some trouble, but when you worry you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Sing this part loud. Do 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 do. All right, thank you all so much for joining me today. Here at the Living Arts and Science Center, we're actually going to start opening up for a few things on Fridays starting July 17th. So if you are in the Lexington area or want to come down and are looking for something to do, check out our website. We have some planetarium shows. We're going to have some adult painting and music classes, and we're going to be open on Fridays for you to come to our art galleries. So check out our website, which is lasclex.org. So we hope to see you guys soon, and if not, see you next Tuesday.